Shalom, Hebrews. Shalom to the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation. I thank the God of Abraham. I thank the God of Isaac. And I thank the God of Jacob for being here with you again today. This is, and I thank also the Mother of Zion, the great Holy Spirit, and the Son of God. I thank him also, and the heavenly host, the angels. This is day two. This is day two. I told you that I would be here for 7 days. For 7 days, because this is what I was told to do by the God of Israel. This is what I was told to do. So I'm doing exactly what my father, or should I say our father, he want us to do, Israel, or want me to do. I'm sorry. So my name is Prophet Elishaba. Okay. I am the prophet of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the prophet of the God of Israel. Okay. His name is Ahiah. He's the God of the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. This is God of Israel, 12 tribes, Hebrew knowledge school. Today we're talking again about the path to spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening. It's time for you to wake up, Israel. It's time for you to wake up. You've been asleep for a very long time, for generations and generations and generations and generations and generations and generations and generations. 7 generations alone. You've been asleep, dead, out of it. So me as the prophet of the God of Israel, I have to lead you and show you the path to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the path to the mother of Jerusalem, the great, great Holy Spirit, the Ruach, the path to the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation. Because we as a people, we as a nation, we are disconnected from one another. We are so very disconnected from one another and from our God. Excuse me. We are so very disconnected. And this is one of the biggest problems. This is one of the biggest problems with the Hebrew kingdom, I mean the Hebrew nation. This is the biggest problem, that disconnection, that you not knowing who the God of Israel is. You not knowing the real God and understanding what the real God wants you to do and how he wants you to do things. You're not understanding, Hebrews. So this is where I come in as the prophet. I have to give you that divine understanding and that divine wisdom and knowledge that only comes from the heavenly hosts. It only comes from them. It don't come from no man. It don't come from no church. It don't come from no ministry. It don't come from no religion. It don't come from none of that. Okay? None of that. So today we're going to be reading out of the book of Enoch today. Today we're going to be reading, yesterday we read out of the book of Jubilees. Today I want to take you to the book of Enoch. Okay, today. That's what we're going to read out of today, the book of Enoch. And I would like you to subscribe. I would like you to subscribe, Hebrews. I would like you to hit the like button. I would like you to leave me a comment whatever comment that it is that you want to leave. You don't like me because I'm a woman and a woman ain't got no business teaching, or whatever comment that you want to leave. Let me know what's in your mind. Let me know what's in your heart. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, because that's important. That's important. See, that's what's wrong with us as a people. We always hiding and pretending and, don't want to be for real with our own selves. Don't want to be for real with one another. So if we don't want to be for real with one another, how is we going to be for real with the God of the Hebrews, or the gods of the Hebrews, the mother and the father? How are we going to be for real with them? But we don't want to be for real with one another. So leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe. You subscribe to all other kind of channels on YouTube, all that other stuff that they got on YouTube that don't make no sense. And it ain't got nothing to do with the God of Israel. But right here on this channel, on this platform, I'm trying to establish the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. But you can't hit the like button and you can't subscribe. I'm talking about the God of Israel, Hebrews. Whether I am a woman, man, boy, girl, whatever I am, I'm talking about the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation. Hit the like button and subscribe. That's what I need you to do. As a Hebrew, as my brothers and my Hebrew sisters, hit the like button and subscribe. That's what I need you to do. That's what the God of Israel want you to do. Okay? Stop judging me and looking at me and trying to figure me out. You will never figure me out because I'm a prophet of the God of Israel. You cannot figure out a prophet. They tried to figure Moses out in the garden. I mean, not in the garden, in the wilderness. They tried to figure Moses out. They tried to figure Jeremiah out. They tried to figure Elijah out. All of the prophets. They tried to figure out the Son of God, Yeshua. You cannot figure out the prophet of the God of Israel. Don't try to. Don't try to. But I'm saying hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. So let's go into day number 2 of the path. The path to spiritual awakening. Let me read the title. Let me read the title of this lesson today, this prophetic lesson. 7 days, the path, divine knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, prophetic guidance, day number 2. This is the second day. We don't know what's going to happen in 7 days. I'm just doing what the God of Israel told me to do. So let's go into our teaching right now. Let's go into our teaching. Before we go into the book of Enoch and we go into the King James Version Bible, I want to pull up a few definitions for you. I want to pull up a few definitions for you. Okay? Let me attempt to do this. One moment. We're going to pull up the first definition, or the first word will be path. Let's pull up the word path and its meaning. And its meaning. Because see, I got to get the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation, the remnant, the 144,000. I got to get you on the right path. The right path. I got to get you connected to the God of Israel. I got to get you connected to the Hebrew kingdom. That's what it's all about right now. Being connected. Understanding and knowing what you got to do right now, Hebrews. So we're going to look up the word path. We're going to look up the word path, okay? Because this is what we're teaching you, the 7-day path of spiritual awakening. So the path is say the course of direction in which a person or thing is moving. The course of direction, Hebrews, Israel. That's what the word path means. A course of direction in which a person or thing is moving. What kind of way are you moving? What is your direction right now in your life? Hebrews, what is your direction? What are you doing? It's the course. It's the course. It's the direction in which a person or thing is moving. Are you moving towards the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the Hebrew kingdom and nation? Are you moving towards Zion? Are you moving towards the great Holy Spirit, the mother of Jerusalem? What is your path now? What are you learning? What are you doing? Where are you going? What you know? What's happening, Hebrews? What's happening? As I can see as the prophet, there's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. There's absolutely nothing going on with the Hebrew kingdom and the Hebrew nation. Nothing, nothing, nothing. All I see is a bunch of churches and a bunch of religion and a bunch of doctrines, a bunch of doctrines that this elder believed, that elder believed, this pastor believed, that church. It's all I see. Y'all are on the path of destruction. That's what it is. And the second definition for the word path, a course of action or conduct. A course of action or conduct. What actions are you taking to understand the God of Israel? What actions are you taking to understand the Hebrew kingdom? What actions are you taking to understand what it is that you need to be doing right now? I told you yesterday, can't no church. There's no church on this earth. I don't care if it's a Hebrew Israelite church. I don't care if it's a Judaism church. I don't care if the Muslim, Mormon, Buddha, it doesn't matter, Christian, it doesn't matter what church it is. Can't no religion, can't no church, can't no ministry on this earth lead you to the path of righteousness and spiritually awakening you. That's why everybody, the churches and the ministries, they dead and dry, dead and dry. You disconnected. So, the path is the course of direction. It's a course of action or conduct. What is your conduct? What are you doing, Hebrews? What are you doing? What is your conduct? How are you acting? How are you carrying yourself? Do you represent the Hebrew kingdom in the earth? Do you represent the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Ahia, in the earth? No, you don't. Because that's why the God of Israel and the mother of Jerusalem held me here right here on this platform to awaken you, to give you that path, to give you that knowledge. And I'm only talking to the remnant, and I'm only speaking to the 144,000 of the house of Israel. So we looked up the word path. Now we're going to look up the word idolatry. See, that's the path that you are on. That's the path that you are on, Hebrews. Not only you, Gentiles and all the rest of these people up in this earth. That's the path that you are on. That's the path that you are on. Idolatry. So let's get the definition for the word adultery. No, I don't teach like nobody that you know. I don't. Not at all. They all alike. They all teach alike. They all say the same things over and over again. Idolatry is a extreme admiration, love, or reverence for something or someone. Extreme admiration or reverence of love for something or someone. That's what you're committing. Idolatry. You in love with your gods. You in love with your idols. You in love with what you are doing every day. You in love with your ministries and your elders, and all of that is idolatry. Because you only supposed to love the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob or higher. No, Most High, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. That's not the God of Israel title. You only supposed to love. I'm reading the definition for the word idolatry. You only supposed to love the God of Israel. You don't supposed to love no man, no elder, looking up to them and all of that. No, the only one you're supposed to reverence and love is the God of Israel, his law, and what he told you to do and how he told you to do, and the mother of Jerusalem, and the Son of God, and the heavenly host of angels. You're supposed to love them and reverence and respect and honor them and honor the prophet that the God of Israel set up in the earth to lead you, Hebrews, back to him, back to the path, back to the awakening. So that's what it is. Everybody's committing idolatry. Everybody is committing idolatry. How is it that you can keep listening to GOCC, Gathering of Christ Church? What is he teaching you? What is he saying to you? See, that's how I know you are involved in idolatry, because you love this teaching that Elder Rikashiar and the rest of the Hebrew Israelite elders. You love you in love with something that can't lead you to the God of Israel, can't lead you to spiritual awakening. See, you gotta wake up, Hebrews. They can't wake you up. They can't wake you up, and that's why you still feel sleep. You still feel tired. You still feel like I don't. It's got to be more than this. It's got to be more than this. Something just not right. Something just not connecting. I'm just not feeling that I'm getting all that I'm supposed to get, and you're not. And you're not. How can you keep listening to Gathering of Christ Church All this man is talking about every time he come on the YouTube platform. All he is talking about is trash. Trash. Talking about the Gentiles. The Gentiles, what they doing, how they doing, when they doing. Yes, that's all he glorified is the Gentiles, and he glorified Satan and his kingdom. That's what he doing. He glorifying Satan and he glorifying his kingdom and he also glorifying the Gentiles. He's not talking about the God of Israel. He's not trying to lead you to the path. He's not trying to wake you up spiritually. He's not teaching you anything about prayer, about fasting, about the law, about how to love the God of Israel. None of that. What you need to do, none of that. So how can you continue to listen to something that's dead, that don't have no life in it? That is idolatry. That's all he teach is idolatry. He teaching you the Most High. That's not the God of Israel title. The God of Israel ain't never told no prophet in the Torah that he is the God, that he is the Most High. He ain't never told Moses, Jeremiah, none of them. He always told them, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or I'm the God of Israel. He ain't never said nothing about no Most High. Yeah, it's in the Bible. Yeah, because they injected that so they can lead you into idolatry. And that's exactly what the Gentiles have done through all your religions, through all your teachings. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. This is day number 2 of the path. You get a prophetic guidance that only a prophet of the God of Israel can give you. Nobody else can give it to you. Nobody else. So you are involved in idolatry. You in love with something other than the God of Israel, and you in love with someone. That something is your statues, your cross, your Jesus, your Jehovah, your Jordans, your Nikes, your Gentile clothes, your Gentile food. That's the something. Your Gentile jobs, your Gentile education, your Gentile everything. Your Gentile world. You are in love with that. It's idolatry. And you in love with all the Gentile gods. All the Gentile religions and teachings and doctrines, you are in love with the Hebrews, and that's why you are dead and you are asleep and you are not awake. You are not awake. You are zoned. You are delusional. You are zoned out. You don't know what you're doing. All you know, you got to just keep sitting there listening to an elder. Listen to an elder. An elder don't have no knowledge. They don't have no prophetic understanding and wisdom. The God of Israel only operate in the prophetic. He only prophetic, meaning what he say and what the mother of Jerusalem say. So let's think about idolatry right now. I'm going to take you all the way back to the Garden of Eden again, because this was on my mind. My name is Prophet Elisha. Yes, this was on my mind. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Father of the Kingdom and Nation. This was on my mind. Adam and Eve. When they was in the garden, when they was in the garden, they committed adultery. Wow, ain't that deep? They committed adultery in the garden. They was awakened. They was spiritually awake. Their eyes was open to who the God of Israel is. Their eyes was open to who they was. Their eyes was open to what they had to do and how they had to do and what they had to do to serve the God of Israel and please him. They was spiritually arose, awakened, but they committed idolatry in the garden. And how did they commit idolatry? Because the word idolatry, the meaning for it is when you love someone and when you reverence someone or something. So when Adam and Eve was in the garden, they committed idolatry with the tree. With the tree. That's what they did. They committed idolatry. No one could ever really name what they did in the garden, but it was revealed to me by the God of Israel that they committed adultery in the garden. They committed adultery with the tree because, see, the God of Israel, high is his name, told, and he said, that is my name, told them not to touch the tree. Don't touch it. Don't eat the fruit off the tree. If you do that, Adam, you are going to die. And Adam and Eve, they wanted that tree so bad. They desired that tree. They desired that tree. Even though the God of Israel told them not to touch it, that they was going to die. They didn't care that they was going to die. They didn't care that they was going to lose their spiritual knowledge and wisdom and understanding. They didn't care that they was going to lose all that beauty and all that divine wisdom and knowledge and connection that they had in the garden. All they cared about is that I want to eat off of that tree because I was told that I can't eat off. So I want to do it. I don't care what Ahaya say. I don't care what he's telling me. I don't care. I got to eat that fruit. And when they did it, they committed adultery in the garden. See, that's when idolatry began. It began in the garden with our parents. With our parents, with Adam and Eve. They was Hebrews. They was speaking the Hebrew language and they was Hebrews. That's when idolatry began in the garden. That's deep, people. They fell in love with something that the God of Israel told them not to touch and not to eat. And that's the same exact thing that's been going on for generations and generations and generations and generations, all the way up to now, Hebrews, Israel. All the way up to now. All the way up to now. You have committed and you are committed idolatry. And that's why I'm going to read the book of Enoch. See, I'm going to go to the garden in the book of Enoch. Yes, we're going to read in the because Enoch was translated to the Garden of Eden. Yes. And the God of Israel, Ahia, was talking to him and telling him things about Adam, what he did in the garden, what he did wrong. We're gonna read that in the book of Enoch today to show you that idolatry, that beginning of idolatry in the earth, that going against the one and only true God, going against the God of all gods, going against woo, the God that put us Hebrews in this earth. That's what they did. Idolatry. That is very deep. Everybody always saying, yeah, Adam and Eve, they bit off the tree, but they could never name exactly what they did. They committed idolatry against their God. They was idolizing that tree. In the midst of the garden, they was idolizing. They was only there 7 years, and the whole 7 years they was just looking at that tree and trying to figure out what is it about that tree that I can't touch. But when they did what the God of Israel told them not to do, they lost all focus, all reality. They became dead, dead, dead. And that's what idolatry do to you. It kills you. It kills your soul. That's what died. That's what died. Adam and Eve's soul died right there in the garden. And they became flesh. They became flesh. So now, they was the first people in this earth that was spiritually awakened. And now we must go back to the garden. We must go back to the garden, Israel. This is what was told to me last night. Daughter, you got to go back to the garden. That's where it's at. We got to find our path. We got to find our way back to the garden. Because when we find our way, Israel, back to the garden, that's where we're going to find our God at. Our gods, our mother and our father and the Son of God. That's where we're going to find them at. Right there in the garden. That's where they live. That's where they live. In the garden. We got to spiritually go back to the garden until we physically get there when we get back to Jerusalem. But right now, spiritually, we have to go back to the garden. And we have to wake up. Only the garden gonna wake us up, Israel. Only in the garden will we wake up and see ourselves again and see who we are and what we got to do and who our God is. And yes, see our purpose in our life. Only in the garden, because you notice, it was only in the garden that Adam and Eve was awake. But when they left, they lost all sense of who they was and what they was and what they had to do. We got to go back to, and only a prophet can lead you back to the garden. Only a prophet. See, all the prophets of Israel, all of them, they tried to lead the children of Israel back to the garden. And what was in the garden? What is it that we got to go back to the garden to get? What is it in the garden that we got to go back and have? And we're going into our Bible scriptures right now. What is it that we got to go have and get? Eternal life, redemption, salvation, the light, the light. See, it's two lights. It's two lights, but you don't know nothing about them lights. Because your Hebrew Israelite elders and your pastors and bishops know, they don't know nothing about the lights. I know because it's been revealed to me about the lights. See, the lights are in the garden. Yeah, that's where they at. And I can't tell you what the light is right here. Because, see, I can only reveal this divine wisdom and understanding and knowledge to the remnant. But it's two lights. I can say that too. But you don't know what they are. And you don't know the purpose of the lights. But everything is in it. And that's why you got to be awakened. And the only way you can wake up, we get ready to go into scriptures now. The only way you can go back to that Garden of Eden where the God of Israel is and the heavenly host, the only way you can do it is that you got to denounce everything and everybody. And you got to denounce this world and everything that you've been taught and everything that they don't showed you and everything that they told you you got to do and everything that they told you got to have. Because see, that's what Adam and Eve committed adultery for. They committed adultery with the tree so they can get everything in this world. And that's why you got to denounce everything to get back in the garden. You have to. I have did that. I have done that. I have done that, Hebrews. I Let me go to the scriptures. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy for you to leave your job, to leave your work, to stop working for Gentiles, to stop sending your kids to Gentile schools, and stop wearing their clothes and they eat. I know it's not easy. It is not easy. But if I did it, you also can do it. You also can do it. That's how I found the garden again. That's how I found the garden and the two lights that I'm talking to you about. That spiritual awakening where your soul come alive, your life come alive, your body come alive, your mind come alive, your eyes become open. Your eyes is open to the God of Israel now. Adam and Eve, yeah, your eyes gonna become open. That's what he told them in the garden. Come open to what? Come open to a lesser knowledge, a lesser understanding. Come open to nothing. That's what their eyes came open to, nothing. But when you get back in the garden, your eyes gonna open to that light, those two, the wisdom. Oh my, it's so beautiful. Okay, we're gonna read the book of Enoch in a minute. But let's read Proverbs 4:14 right now. Proverbs 4. Thank you for listening. You was here for a minute. Proverbs 4:14. Let me get my Bible. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't let the idolatry go. What Adam and Eve took us into. You can't let it go. You're too in love with it. You're too in love with your life. But this is no life. This is no life. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is not life. This is death. This is destruction that you are living. It is not no life. It's not. You just believe that it's life. You believe that it's life and I got to do this to make my life right, to make my life good, to make my life better. I got to do this. It's nothing. It's nothing. You'll never ever know who you really are and what you're supposed. Your soul will not live and come alive because you choose to live this life, which is nothing. It's nothing and it leads to nothing. Don't you see everybody doing the same thing? Don't you see everybody doing the same thing? They leave this world doing the same exact things that they've been programmed and patternized to do. It's nothing. This life is nothing, Hebrews, and you know I'm telling you the truth. This is nothing what Adam and Eve chose. It's nothing. It's nothing but misery and pain, sickness and disease. Nothing. We got to go back to the garden. That path, that pathway. I want to show you that pathway back to the garden so you can meet your gods again. And they can renew you and refresh you. And you can become born again. Your soul is going to live again, not your flesh. Your flesh is going to die right there in the garden. It's going to die. Proverbs 4:14. That's the only place your flesh can die is in the garden. That's the only place it can die. That's the only place it can die. And your soul will live again. We got to go back to the Bible. Proverbs 4. Proverbs 4. Thank you, God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God of Israel. Thank you. Thank you, Mother. I give you the praise and honor and glorify you. Thank you so very much for choosing me to help the house of Israel. Proverbs 4:14. Enter not in, let's start at verse 13. Take fast hold of instructions. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Take fast hold of instructions. See, you need instructions right now. You need instructions. You don't have no instructions. Instructions is sense. Instructions is knowledge. Instructions is understanding. David said, take hold of instructions. See, the mother of Zion, she's in the garden. She's in the garden. She's in the garden. Ooh. Ooh. Take hold of instructions. Let her not go. And that's what Adam and Eve did. They let her go for the tree of knowledge and good and evil. They let her go. They let the mother of Jerusalem go. The queen of Jerusalem. They let her go. They let the king of Jerusalem go. Ahia. They let her go. The instructions that they let it go. They let it go for a piece of wood and a piece of fruit. What are you letting your instructions go? Gentile way of life and understand. You and your children are sick. You and your children are dying. Your men are sick. Your men are weak. Your men don't know what to do. They finish because they don't know how to connect with her. So she, the mother, the queen of Jerusalem, can give you instructions. So David said, hold on to her and let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Thank you, great Holy Spirit. For she is my life. She is our life, is real. She is our life. She is our life. 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 Life is that path. Life is that understanding path, that instructions that you need. She is our life. Wow. So without her, the mother, the great mother of Jerusalem. Yeah, they lied to you and told you she was a man. Ooh, without her, you don't have a life. Wow. You have just what Adam and Eve had when they committed adultery in the garden. That's what death, pain, destruction, no life. You don't even feel like you're alive. You know what you feel like? You walking in a circle. You walking in a circle. Really what it is, you inside of the tunnel. You inside of the tunnel. That's what it is. You inside of the tunnel. And in the tunnel is so many doorways to walk through that's pertaining to this life. You got to come out the tunnel too. You got to come out the tunnel. In order to get to the garden, that awakening, your authentic self, and in order to get there to that garden, the first step, you got to come out of the tunnel of darkness. It's so much death, pain, destruction, anger, frustration, misery, all perverseness, all kind of stuff is in that tunnel. I know. I used to live in the tunnel also. I used to live inside of the tunnel. And when I was in the tunnel, my life was a living hell on earth. But I came out the tunnel. And see, you don't even know what you got to do to get out. Because see, none of your Hebrew Israelite elders and leaders even know that they are inside of a tunnel. So David said, hold on to her. Hold on to her because she's going to give you instructions. She is your life. Wow. She is my life. She is my life. She is my life. Not no job, not no education. Not she is my life. And it says, verse 14 of Proverbs chapter 4. Enter not into the path of wicked, and go not into the way of evil men. And that path is the path that Adam and Eve took when they committed idolatry in the garden. They took the path of wickedness. That's what they took. They entered into the path of evil men. Evil men. Evil. Anybody that's teaching you to pray to statues and Jesus and join a church and join a ministry and pay tithes to, pay your tithes and singing in the choirs and going to Gentile schools and education and all the things. Any man and woman that teaches you those things to love everything in this world and try to make your life beautiful in this world and try to have everything that this world has set up for you. You have to get a good job. You have to work hard. You have to work hard to be successful. That's what our mom and dad and them told us. We got to work hard to be successful. Yes. Do not enter into the way of evil men. All these people that taught us all of these things, our mama, our daddy, our auntie, grandma, all of them, they was evil and wicked. They taught us tunnel information to keep us in the tunnel until the day we die and leave this earth and we never find the path again and we never find the God of Israel again and we never ever find her, the great Holy Spirit, the Ruach. We never ever find our way out of the tunnel because all these people in our life that has came across our path, our mama, daddy, everybody, grandma, everybody have taught us the wrong way and the wrong things. They was evil. They was evil because they didn't teach you about the real God. They didn't teach you about the God of Israel. They was evil men and women. All your leaders are evil men and women. Why? Because they gonna keep you in the tunnel and they don't know how to lead you back to the garden of life. Peace, joy, love. Ooh, hope, wisdom, divine knowledge, divine understanding. Next Bible verse. Let's read Psalms 119:55. One moment. Psalms 119:55. I had a lot of people coming in and out. You see, y'all are the people that's inside the tunnel. You're in the tunnel of death. You're in the tunnel of darkness. You can't see the light. You can't hear the light. You don't understand what I am saying. You have tunnel vision. You're dead. See, I'm teaching you life. I'm teaching you life. I'm teaching you something that's going to lead you back to life. But you can't hear it. You can't understand it. Psalms 119:35. Them stupid, crazy, ignorant men, evil men. I just read that to you. They evil because they teaching you that a woman can't tell you nothing. They evil. Don't you know women have always told us something? We was born in this earth by a woman. We came out the womb of a woman. She have always instructed us and taught us and told us things that we couldn't do. What is these Hebrew Israelite evil, wicked, crazy, stupid men are talking about? Absolutely nothing but hell. That's all they talking about. Psalms 119:35. And we go into the book of Enoch. Psalms 119:35. It says, let's read verse 34. Let's read verse 33. Teach me, O Ahiah, the way of thy statutes. See, the law of the God of Israel is the path. That's the path. That is, see, when you come out the tunnel, that's the path that's what's awaiting us. That's gonna teach. That's gonna take us back to the part, the law of the God of Israel. See, Adam and Eve, they broke the law in the garden, and that's why they lost everything. Teach me, O Ahio, thy way and thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. With my whole heart. Make me go in the paths of thy commandments, for therein do delight. Therein do I delight. So David is saying, let me go into the path of thy commandments. Ain't nobody talking about no commandments. Ain't nobody teaching about no commandments. Nobody. Proverbs 1:15. But that is the path. The law, the Torah. That's the path. That's the main path. That's the main focus. Is the law, the Torah. That's where you're going to find the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's where you're going to find. Proverbs 1:15. And we're going into the book of Enoch next. That'll be the last thing I do. Proverbs 1:15. A soft answer turn away wrath. No, I'm sorry. Proverbs 1. I'm in Proverbs chapter 15. It's Proverbs 1:15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them, Refrain thy foot from their path. Walk not in thy way with them. Who is them? Who is them that Solomon is talking about? Them is the Gentiles. That's who them is. That's exactly who them is. Walk not in the way of them. And anybody that's teaching against the God of Israel, doctrine and what he wants, walk not in the way of them. Because you're on the wrong path. You're not on a spiritual quickening. You are on the path of death and destruction that leads you to hell. That's the path that this whole entire world is on right now. That's the path that this whole entire world is walking down. Because they don't have nobody to wake them up and snap them out. Because nobody is connected to the God of Israel mind in the Hebrew kingdom. So let's read the book of Enoch now, and I am getting ready to read. Let's go to the book of Enoch. Yes. Oh, that's okay. One moment. The book of Enoch. Gonna go to, okay. We're gonna go to the book of Enoch. You know the chapters are in Roman numerals, so, and I can't read Roman numerals. So we're gonna go to the book of Enoch. Let's start at verse 1 of this passage. To the northeast I beheld 7 mountains, full of choice nard and mesquite, and cinnamon and pepper. Wow. And thence I went over the summits of all these mountains, far towards the east of the earth, and passed above the Euterian sea, and went far from it, and passed over the angel Zotael, verse 3 of the book of Enoch. And I came to the garden of righteousness. Mm, mm, mm. Ooh, the garden of Eden, the garden of righteousness. Ooh, that's why I keep saying to you, Israel, we got to go back to the garden. And I came to the garden of righteousness and saw beyond those trees many large trees growing there, and of a goodly fragrance, large, very beautiful and glorious. And the tree of wisdom, whereof they ate and knew great wisdom. So Enoch right here, the God of Israel telling the angels to tell Enoch, this is the tree right here. And in the garden of righteousness, there was so many beautiful trees, large trees. Oh my, wow, wow. And we spiritually have to go back to this garden. You can go back spiritually because I'm already there. I'm already there in the garden. I'm there in the garden. And he said, this is the tree of knowledge Okay, there was great trees. Two trees there was very great and beautiful and glorious and magnificent. And the tree of knowledge was holy fruit. They ate and knew great wisdom. The tree of knowledge was holy fruit, and they knew great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like those of the carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of the vine. Wow. So right here they're explaining to you how the tree of knowledge that Adam and Eve ate off of, how it looked. It was like clusters of the vine. Very beautiful. Ooh, I see why they wanted it. I see why they had their eyes on it because it was very, very beautiful. It's just like this. When you see a beautiful pair of new Jordans and your mama take you in the store and you see these Jordans that you want, and your mama tell you or your daddy tell you, well, no, you cannot have them Jordans because I don't have enough money to get those Jordans for you. But you want those Jordans so bad, them Jordan shoes or that Xbox 360 or that PlayStation. You want it so very bad that you are willing to do anything to get those Jordans or that PlayStation. See, that's how it was in the Garden of Eden. Because the tree was so very beautiful. That's what the book of Enoch is explaining. That the tree was so very beautiful. It was so very beautiful. But the God of Israel told them not to touch it and not to eat off of it. Just like he told you not to serve other gods and not to be religious and follow traditions of man. Same exact thing. Only that would lead you back to the garden and stop doing those things that the God of Israel have told you not to do. So the tree of knowledge who fruit. And the tree in its height was it's like a cluster of vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrated afar off. Wow. The smell of the tree of knowledge. It was so in evil, the King James Version Bible. It was so penetrating for a far. It smells so very good. Then I said, how beautiful is the tree and how attractive is it look. Then Raphael, the holy angel who was with me, answered me and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which thy father old in years, our father Adam, this is the tree that our father and old in years, and thy aged mother who were before thee have eaten, and they learnt wisdom, and their eyes were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they was driven out of the garden. Mm. And from this I went to the ends of the earth, and I saw, and I'm going to stop right there. It's just a small portion in the book of Enoch that talks about the Garden of Eden and how Adam and Eve ate off the tree of wisdom, of knowledge, and their eyes was open. Their eyes was open. That tree was not for them to. So they lost the righteous path. They lost the way. They lost their enlightenment. They lost their souls. So tomorrow, so tomorrow we will be back tomorrow with day number 3. With day number 3. Again, Hebrews, it's up to you. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. See, because the God of Israel is trying to help, and the mother of Zion is trying to help you. But if you don't want their help, just like your ancestors, they never wanted their help. They only wanted the elders, and they was in love with what the kings of Jerusalem was telling them they needed to do. They was listening to the elders. Same thing you are doing. You wake up, but you can't wake up. You can't wake up because you're too sleep. You're too sleep. You are in a very deep sleep. This is how the tunnel have you. When you're inside the tunnel, you are in a very, very deep sleep, a state of mind where your mind is so very sleep. You only know what you've been programmed to know and do. So it's up to you. It's up to. I have what I need, and I'm continuing to receive every day what I need to make it to the kingdom. That's Jerusalem. I'm already in the garden spiritually, but I'm going to go to the actual garden. When I leave this earth, when this fleshly body drop dead, I'm gonna go to that. So if you don't want life, if you want to continue to live in doubt and destruction and not knowing who you are and understanding who you are and what you need to do for you and your children, look at your children. Look at your children. Ooh, look at your men. Look at your women. Look at yourselves. You are in a destitute state of being. You don't want the awakening. You don't want to wake and see all the beauty, all the beauty that the God of Israel, the gods of Jerusalem can give you and show you. So with that, I will leave that with you. And I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with your elders, your cowardly Hebrew Israelite elders. Your cowardly Christian church leaders share the video with your pastors. Yeah, yeah, because they all in the tunnel, dying all together with talk to God to a higher God of the Hebrew kingdom and nation. Mother of Jerusalem, Queen of Heaven, Queen of Heaven. Yeah, she's the Queen in heaven, but she's not the Queen of Heaven like the Catholic Church teaches. Zion.